So some time ago, I decided to do an experiment around personal responsibility, and I just decided that I would take complete full responsibility for my life and my situation and myself, and that, also happened to include the fact that I have ADHD. And this was a few weeks ago, and what seemed to happen is when I did take the full responsibility, I experienced some quite positive changes in myself, but then for some reason I just swung back the other way, and I realised that obviously with everything, and this is what I'm coming to understand about many things, not everything, but with many different sorts of values, and things like that. I tend to find that there's a balance to be had with a lot of things in life, and it's just another thing that's made me realise that is probably quite accurate. Taking personal responsibility in your own life just means, taking it's not about blaming, it's not about putting blame on yourself, but it's about accepting that you are in control of where you are right now, and in turn that makes you more able to make changes in your life, basically. And I think it can be a really good thing to do, but ultimately there is so many things that are so out of your control, such as having ADHD, or I don't know, your certain situations in your life and what happens to you in your life is not completely under your control. What is under your control is how you react to things. And I think that's really, really important to remember, and it's something that was just really reiterated to me throughout that whole process. But I definitely think that this way of experimenting with different things is something that I personally am really interested in. It's sort of taking things to the extreme sometimes in order to find out where exactly you should sit, especially if for example, you haven't done if you've never meditated before, for example. For me, that might persuade me to sort of meditate every day for a certain period of time, and set myself these sort of challenges to see whereabouts what's the most beneficial for me. And so meditation is wonderful and something I've really been getting back into. And so I really, really recommend that one, which is really random. But ultimately that's what I learned, that you can't change, you can't change things that have already happened to you, and you can't, you're not in control of a lot of stuff that happens to you in life, so you really can't take responsibility for it, but you can't also then go and blame everybody else for it. But you can sort of take action from this place of being like, well, I can't change this, I'm just going to have to come to a place of acceptance, and then, change the things that I can change, or the things that you are in control of. And I'm seeing that more and more play out in my life, and it kind of aligns with Stoic philosophy, which I did a lot of reading on in the past, and I really want to explore that further. So I might make more videos on that, because that's something that does really, really interest me. I think there's a lot in it that really can help you create a more, I want to say, positive life. And that sort of thing that I really want to concentrate on more. Is not necessarily creating more happiness, for example, in my life. It's more about creating more positivity, more positive emotions, and I think things like exercise is something that I just take so much for granted. And in the way, what I'm trying to say is I take it for granted, I put off doing it even though I know it makes me feel really good. And I have all these excuses lined up ready, or I just like, oh well, I don't need to do that today and all this, when really it makes me feel really, really good, and it makes me feel good that I'm taking positive steps towards making myself a healthier person. And you know, I've just been feeling so lousy and lazy and lethargic recently, and so I've in the past few days I've really started to eat a lot more fruits and vegetables and things that are healthier for me, and less sugar especially, and I've started to feel not just healthier because it's, you know, right at the beginning of all of this, but it's really helped me to feel more like I'm doing something positive for myself, something good for myself, and that creates more positive emotions as well. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. I hope you're doing well, and yeah, I'll see you again in another video.